Okay, so we're going to get started with our CSS. I deleted anything that was here on the CSS. I'm on the Styles tab right here, style.css. I'm going to open my first selector, which is header, and I'm going to hit enter to open the braces. These are the braces which are next to your P key. We're going to type background, choose it right from the selections. It puts the colon, and then I'm going to choose a color for my background from one of my images on my site. Copy, and I'm going to come over here to my style and paste and end every line with a semicolon. You need to definitely make sure you spell things right and that you make sure you end every line with a semicolon. So text align center. What that's going to do is center my name and my picture on my website. I'm going to hit enter. I'm going to come over here and do body. Ooh, I'm on the wrong line. Enter line 5, body. My next selector is the selector for the entire website. We're going to do a background. You can always check what part of your website your selector goes with. If you look at your HTML, you can see that body runs from line 13 all the way down to 36. It covers the whole website. So that code is going to be stuff you're doing to your entire website. So background, and I'm going to choose another color from my site. I'm going to choose this yellow. Go ahead and choose a color, paste, and semicolon, enter. And then I'm going to type color. And I'm going to do another. This is for the text on my website. So if you I chose a light colored background. So I'm going to choose a darker colored font. I'm going to choose this dark green right here. Really thought I'd have prettier colors. And I'm going to paste it. And again, semicolon at the end of the line, enter. And then the next one will be font family. And some fonts your computer will just recognize, like cursive, Arial, Times New Roman. We're going to choose cursive for this one, and it's not cursive like you think. It's just like a rounded sans serif font. It doesn't have the little feet on the font. And we're going to choose that one, and we're going to hit enter. Line 10, we're going to do the H1 selector. Every selector is dark blue. The properties are green. So for properties, I'm going to choose font size for this one first and change the font size of my H1, which is my name, to 75 pixels. You can set font size in pixels. You can do picas, which is a PC, and if you look how big a pica is. And then you can also do percent. 75% of the size would be small. So we want pixels, but those are just your options. Now we're going to do a font that you don't have stored in your Chromebook. So we're going to go to Google Fonts. Okay. And click on Google Fonts. When you get there, you're going to make sure that your shopping bag, I have something in my shopping bag, so you have to always make sure it's empty. So I'm going to click remove all. Okay. And then we're going to go and search the fonts. And the one we're looking for is actually the one that was in my shopping bag. It's going to be Gochi, and it's Gochi Hand. Click it, or click on the font down there and just get font, embed code. And then you have two places of code. You have this code right here, and you have this code right here. So this top code says for the HTML, the head. We want all of that. So copy the whole box like that with the copy button. Come back into your HTML. And then you're going to come to where your head tag is and then just hit enter after your head. Make sure you do not delete this link right here. You need that. Just clear out some space and paste that new stuff. Okay. And then you're going to come back to code.org and you're going to take just this line right here that says font family Gochi Hand, copy it, and come to your coding, go to your style now, and paste it there in your H1, and you should see right away your H1 changes. Enter. And then we're going to do the image. So IMG, open braces. And we're going to change the size of our image, the width, to 300 pixels. Again, that can be picas, percents, or pixels. We're going to do a border, which border's different. Border, unlike these other properties, green properties, you have one light blue value, text align, one value of center, background, one value of yellow, color, one value of green. Border has three things that you have to set values for. you have to tell me what kind of border you want. So we want it to be solid, okay, space. We want it to be 8 pixels, space, and we want it to be white, and then semicolon. Okay, so make sure you set that. And then we're going to curve the edges of it. So border dash radius, like a circle, radius. And we're going to then do 25 pixels. And again, you can set that into percents, picas, and pixels as well. Anytime you have something in pixels, it can also be set in percents and picas as well. Okay, so that was our image. We're now going to move on to our H2. That is the section of my website where I said my favorite candy. I'm going to set font size. Remember, always have a dash and select it. And this one's going to be 50px, semicolon. And then we're going to get another font family. So go ahead and delete this one out of your purse. Remove all by clicking on the purse. Going back to the fonts. And we're going to look for Whisper. It's a pretty cursive. I'm going to click on it to add it to my purse. Get font. Embed code. Copy the whole first one. This should move faster since we've done it before. Index. Go right on an open line up in my head. Paste. Ooh, I didn't copy it apparently. Let's as well as copy this one again. Copy and then come back. Paste. There we go. And then over to the style. And then just the one line that says font family Whisper. The font family. Copy. And come over to my code. Paste. Okay. And you should see now that your list is cursive. Okay. And the next two are going to be super quick because they're just repeats. OL and setting font size to 25 pixels. And you'll do the same for the H4. So both of those are going to be selectors that you create with just font size in it. Okay. Make sure when you're setting up your code, you always set it up just like I'm showing you on the same type of line. So the selector goes right next to the braces and all the properties and values get lined up underneath. And then the close brace is on its own line as well. The format is important. Okay, 25 pixels. So OL and H4, 25 pixels. We've got 2 more selectors to do, and then we are done with our CSS. We're going to do input. Remember, input. And our input is this text box down here. I want to make it wider, so I'm going to add some padding. That's like cushioning for the inside of something. So it makes it a little thicker and fatter. And then I also want, since I can't go any further down my website beyond that, I'm going to add a margin to the bottom of my website so that I have some more space to scroll past my input. And then the last selector is going to be for button. Make sure, this is one people tend to spell wrong for some reason. Button. And I'm going to make that have padding too, so that it is just like the box. And I'm going to add background to it so that it has a color. Okay. And choose one of the colors that you haven't used yet from your code. And semicolon. And I'm going to add a color of white so the text on the button is white. And final one, we're going to do a border around it. Border. Remember 3 things. This time it's going to be dashed. It's going to be 2 pixels. And it's going to be white. Semicolon. And if I scroll down, it should have a background. It should be white. And it should have a border. I'm going to use Control- on my keyboard to zoom out so I see not too far, but so that I see from line 1 all the way down to 38. I'm going to screenshot it, and then I'm going to submit it to the practice CSS file.